Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Teabow and Jeff, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Teabow's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivation that we give the pups when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Jeff is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a tiny little tug and release on the training collar. That is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Teabow will come home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session with Rich. Now Teabow is laying down very nicely next to Jeff's left side, and the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Teabow heel.
Teabow heel.
Now at this point, Teabow has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when you're walking. There's nothing worse than having your dog dragging you down the street and embarrassing you. You want to always be leading the walk, and his shoulders should remain even with your left leg. Each time you stop your feet, he has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. You can practice this command indoors as well as outdoors. It helps to develop self-control and focus. When Jeff returns back to him, he walks all the way around him. He stops at his shoulders because that means we're going to do another command. And Jeff tells him to heel again. Now it's windy out here today, and there's a lot of leaves blowing around and distractions. So that's why I often recommend that when you first get him home, you practice indoors. And so you build your confidence that you can make him do all of these things. This time, instead of returning back to him, Jeff is going to demonstrate the recall or the come on command. You use his name, and he comes right in front of you and sits facing your knees, not jumping all over you. And they take off heeling again. And you're going to see that if you practice your obedience with him at home, you're going to have a much calmer puppy that listens. He didn't sit, so you heard Jeff say no sit. Not his name and sit. No sit. This time Jeff will demonstrate the recall again. He comes right in and sits facing Jeff's knees, and then he returns to heel. He's got those automatic sits down really well. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your down commands. And there are two, and this is when Teabow becomes a comedian. Jeff's going to use his left open palm straight down toward the ground on the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay you can practice right in your house, and you want to lengthen out the distance and the amount of time that he will hold this command. When Jeff returns back to him, he walks all the way around him, again stopping at his shoulders, and he gives him another command. So we will have a packet of written information and scheduling for you also included, so he can make the transition to home easily. Now he pawed at Jeff's hand, and that's when Jeff said no and repeated the command with a slight correction. And this time Jeff will call him out of that command. Very nice. His housebreaking has been impeccable, or is impeccable now, I should say. Now this time Jeff's going to leave him in a sit-stay and turn to face him. This is the only time that you use your right hand to give the command, and he's going to drop him into a down from a couple feet away. And then he can back up further. And our goal and your homework will be to be able to go the whole extent of your 6-foot leash. At this point, Jeff can either return to him or call him.
Teabow, come.
Now we have demonstrated for you all of Teabow's formal on-leash obedience commands: heeling, automatic sits, sit, stay, down from heel, down from a distance and stay, and come. These are the commands that you're going to want to practice with Teabow when he comes home. He has been a very pleasant guest to have here at our school. We've all enjoyed working with him, and we will see you very soon. Thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.